r/AskReddit by talking Reddit. What is the most bizarre reason a customer got angry at you? Because I didn't open up shop an hour before opening time. Because he was here now, so opened the store. He kept banging on the door and then threw a metal bucket at my head. Good times. I was a department manager in a health and beauty section next to the pharmacy of a grocery store. A guy came in and asked for an antifungal called meconazole that the doctor suggested for an infection on his face. Now, as some of you may know, meconazole is very commonly used for yeast infections in the vagina, so it is sold by the feminine hygiene products, pads, tampons, etc. I took him over there, pointed out the meconazole, and showed him that we carried a generic store brand as a cheaper alternative. Dude was absolutely pissed off that I suggested he put pussy cream on his face and demanded to speak to a manager. I told him that I was the department manager and he argued, saying there's no way a chick is in charge of men, and left. Or so I thought. Apparently, he had wandered the department and found the nearest male employee, who then brought the customer to his manager, me, when he had no idea where or what meconazole was. The customer refused again to listen to me, so I told the stoker to bring him to the pharmacist, also a woman, Mayo, to discuss his needs. Next thing I heard was him screaming at the pharmacist, demanding to talk to someone who knew what they were talking about. He was asked to leave, and eventually security was called to escort him out, when he continued to rant and rave about women who know nothing about his medical needs. I'm dying over pussy cream, LMAO. She claimed that I was thinking bad thoughts about her, and the resulting negative energy was making her feet bleed. I wasn't thinking bad thoughts about her before that, but I sure as shit was after. You should have run with it. You're lucky that's all I'm making bleed. Refused to sell woman a Whopper. Worked at McDonald's. Edit. She came in several times after that incident. She was actually very nice. I would recognize her when she would come in, but she didn't act anything like she did again. I guess she just had a bad day, because she seemed like a very pleasant person. I hear this one all the time. Or the other way around. Burger King refusing to sell a Big Mac. A woman and her high school daughter walk up to me while I'm working in Bath and Body Works. Here's how the convo goes. Mom, we don't know what they are called, but you know those things you can wear around your neck and you clip keys or badges to them? Do you sell those here? Me. Oh. Do you mean lanyards? Mom, what did you call me? Me. Nothing. You said you didn't know what those things are called. They are called lanyards. Unfortunately, we do not sell them here. Maybe check Hot Topic? Mom, whatever. Thanks for wasting my time. As they turned to leave, the daughter turned behind her mom's back and mouthed, "I'm sorry," to me. Poor girl, that mom was nuts. You lanyard. If you keep saying that word again and again, if I hear you say that one more time, I'm going to use my thin length of soft woven material that conveniently holds my keys and discount gas coupons to choke you out. Apparently I didn't greet her at the drive-thru with enough enthusiasm, but the real gag is it wasn't even me on the speaker, and when I corrected her she got even madder. Edit. Wow, thanks for the silver and a ton of karma. It's sad that this is such a relatable post, really. Hope you're all doing well. Now, imagine being her child. Babies raising babies. And then, from the right side of the screen came a man. A man with a plastic rectangle. I knew the driver got pissed at me because he said good morning like really cheerfully, and I just said morning. He said I should try and be more chirpy than that. I don't understand what I did to piss him off. Also, it was 7 AM in the morning. I'm barely even awake yet. When I worked in a movie theater, I gave a guy change and said, "Thank you." He said, "It doesn't look like you mean it." I was kind of shocked and just stared at him. You got a really nasty scowl on your face, man. I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to get another job. I just continued to stare. Who the fuck was this guy who met me 5 seconds ago and now he knows everything about me? I gave you your fucking popcorn and your change and said thank you. What do you want? A curtsy? I work in a hospital and didn't greet a patient with enough enthusiasm either. Last week, when she called to complain, I answered the phone and she said that ugly little bitch etc etc. I ended up getting a complaint filed against me for it. I mean, we are not here to be friendly, we are here so you don't die. I used to deliver pizza. I had someone get irate and refuse the delivery because they'd ordered it to be delivered at 7 PM and I got there at 6:55. I hope you just stood there for 5 minutes refusing to hand it over till 7 exactly. Hey, wanted a new pizza because they said the one I brought would be cold by 7 when they wanted to eat. I told them we'd have to bake a new pizza then and it'd be late. They opted for late. I ran a few more deliveries with their pizza in my backseat and went back around 7:30 with the exact same pizza but told them it was a new one. They opened it to make sure it was hot and were happy with it. Then they called to complain about the experience. Then we had to update our order policy that if you specify a delivery time we can only guarantee a time range and not a specific minute. Got yelled at for saying no problem instead of you're welcome. I've been yelled at by a grumpy old man for the same exact thing. It's a lot of old people's personal pet peeve apparently because I've heard it too. That and not liking I'm good / you're good. Mayo, the service industry is the worst. I had a couple of 30 somethings get mad at me because I called them guys. It was a ducking Irish pub frequented by mostly young people. It was a very casual place. This asshole comes in with his girl and orders drinks and food. When I take it to the table I say here's your food guys. He gets all pissy and says excuse me son, we are not young lads, it's not appropriate to refer to us as guys. It shows little respect from your part and you should treat us with the respect we deserve if you want our custom. Motherfucker was the same age as me. The fuck was he calling me son? Typical idiot who wants to show off to his date by talking down to the waiter. I said sorry dude, but this is how we treat all customers in our pub. He got all worked up and asked to speak to my manager saying he was gonna get me fired. Little did he know my manager, who was the bar owner, wasn't one to put up with pompous pricks like him. She was a tiny Polish woman, went to his table and told him she doesn't stand for annoying customers talking down to his staff just to make themselves look better in front of a date, so if he had a problem he should hit the road. The prick started yelling about his 60 Facebook friends and he was gonna get us closed down. Mayo. Bonus story I just remembered. There was this man who would come sometimes and harass one of the new waitresses. Whenever she walked past him, he'd motion his hand like he was about to slap her ass, but would stop a few inches away. She didn't want to say anything to the boss because sadly she thought putting up with pervs was part of the job. Then one night my boss sees as this perv pretends to slap this waitress ass. She calls her over and asks if that's happened before. She said every time he's here. A little while later this perv tries to do it again and there comes this tiny Polish woman from behind the counter ballistic towards him, yells to someone to cut the music, and proceeds to lecture him in front of everybody how that's sexual harassment and he's barred from coming in ever again. Dude starts screaming I was born and raised in this town and nobody kicks me out of no pub. Blah blah blah. In the end she kicked him out. And another time a man came by asking for money when she and another waitress were alone opening up in the morning. My boss said she wouldn't give him money but would give him food. Dude says he doesn't want food, he wants money because he has 3 kids and a wife. Boss says they are welcome to come have breakfast, lunch and dinner for free every single day. Guy gets mad and tells her to fuck off, he wants money, no food. She tells him to leave and he starts punching the counter, grabs a stool and smashes it against the wine glasses, starts flipping over a couple of high tables and yelling this fucking lady and hits a giant over as comes out the counter like a raging bull, charging at him with a freaking tray and literally shoves him out the door, successfully locking it from the inside while the other waitress calls the police. At all this the man is outside banging the door saying he's gonna come back at night, rape and kill them. The police came when he was still outside flipping the tables in the terrace, breaking ashtrays and plant pots, and arrested him. Everything was caught on camera, from the video of my boss charging at him with a tray to the video of him destroying her property. That was one great boss and an awesome woman. She had a degree in philosophy and was a college philosophy teacher until she decided to fulfill her dream of being a bar owner. She was 100% legit, gave us proper contracts, paid us overtime, fed us at work, didn't exploit her staff at all, and made sure we were happy working for her and felt respected and protected. She's been bridesmaids in every wedding from her former employees that got married and is the godmother of 3 of her former employees' children. that type of person. She's an inspiration and a wonderful human being. You have been visited by Scholar Doggo. Subscribe to the channel and you will get straight A's in your exams. Thank you for watching, and may the force be with you.